A very good morning to all my dear students. Welcome to English class. We have already completed one chapter and one poem. You have already given the test for it as well. And today, don't you think we should start a new chapter? Yes. So today, let's move on to a new chapter. Okay? Before we begin, I want to ask you a few questions. Have you seen your friends fall? Yes, right? You would have seen your friends fall from the bench or while playing, he falls down. Yes or no? What do you all do? What's the first thing that you do when you see your friends fall? You laugh? Yes, that's okay. That is because it's just the fun during the childhood. But imagine he falls and he breaks his hand or leg. If he has a serious injury, will you feel like laughing? No. What do? You help him out. You hold him. You help him stand, right? You take the next necessary step that you should do. That's because you're empathetic towards a person. Only if you have a good heart, you will be able to help your friend. And this story is about how we should treat each other, how we should take care, help, and love your neighbors or your each other, your friends. Clear? And this is a parable. What is a parable, children? A parable is a simple story which has a moral or a religious lesson. Okay, that is called a parable. For sure, a parable will have a moral or a religious lesson in it. Okay, and so this speaks about a person from Samaria. Okay, so it's called a Samaritan. What is a Samaritan? A person from Samaria is called a Samaritan. Okay, and another adjective, when you say good Samaritan, it's like a person who's helping, who's charitable, and who helps. So such people, you can use a metaphor called good Samaritan for that person. So if you help your friend when he's in need, or when he's sick or tired, when you help your friend, you can be called a good Samaritan. And this chapter is about Good Samaritan. It's a parable called Good Samaritan from the Bible. So are you all ready? So as we start this chapter, I want you all to watch a video. It's a video song related to the chapter. So listen to the video properly and watch it carefully, each and every scenes which will tell you the chapter. Okay, it explains the chapter clearly. Okay, children, sit back and watch carefully.
There came a man down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and he fell into the hands of wicked thieves. They stripped him of his clothing, and they wounded him half dead, and they left him in the road to cry and bleed. There came a certain priest who saw the wounded man, but he passed right by him on the other side. And then there came a Levite, but he hurried right on by when he saw the man and heard the way he cried. They asked him, Master, what shall I do to go to heaven? What shall I try to? Who shall I serve? Who is my neighbor? He answered, Go and do thou too.
Hi, my dear students. Did you all watch the video clearly? What did you see in the video? You would have seen a person who's wounded. He's lying on the ground, but there was no one to help him, right? And this chapter is about the parable told by Jesus to his disciples. The main moral of the story is about how we should treat others, how we should take care and love others. Okay, let's get started. Before we start, I want you all to take a book and a pen and write down all the new words that you come across. And as I explain the meaning, please make a note of it. There will be questions asked after each point, after each paragraph. So be ready to answer the questions. Let's get started. The name of the chapter is The Good Samaritan. There once was a man traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho. He was alone, and the road he followed was rocky with many twists and turns. Can you see a person traveling from, which is this place? Remember the names, Jerusalem to Jericho. Next. Suddenly, Two robbers jumped out of nowhere. They attacked the man, beat him up, and stole everything he had, even his clothes. In the picture, you can clearly see the two robbers beat this person up and they stole everything, including his clothes, whatever he had, all his possessions, they stole. They were robbers, two robbers. Okay, next, what happened? Let's see. The man lay bleeding to death on the side of the road, and along came a priest. When he saw the man, he was so shocked that he stood and stared. The man could barely raise his head to beg for help, but the priest only backed away. He tried not to look as he passed him as quickly as he could. Can you see the person lying down here? He's weak because he's wounded. He could barely raise his head, means he could hardly raise his head because he was completely weak. And this is the priest. The priest came by, but he was shocked and he was scared to look at the person. So he tried to escape from there. He didn't help this person. Now one more person came. The next person came. Let's see what happened there. The man in the dirt moaning until another man came along. He saw the man all covered in blood and dirt and making funny noises in the ditch. He thought, oh, he looks terrible. I wouldn't ever want to touch him. Besides, I'm sure he's no one I know. And he passed him by as well. So there's one more person who came. He didn't even bother about this person. He thought, I do know him. Okay, why should I take care of him? I don't even know, man. It's terrible. He's saying he's covered with blood and dirt. Why should I take care of him? So till now, there were two people who came in, but both the people didn't take care of this person. Didn't help the person. So till here we saw, and these are the few underlined words which are new to you all. These are the new words. Let's see the meaning of each. Okay, ready? Did you all write down the new words, children? Let me explain to you now. Take it down. First one is bleeding. Bleeding means lose blood. Okay, can you see a person over here? A child, he fell down, and can you see the blood oozing out? So you say he's bleeding. Okay, see, can you see the blood? Yeah, that. So whenever you play in the playground, when the kids fall down, you say, right, he's bleeding. Okay, that is lose blood. Write it down. Next word, moan. What is the meaning of moan? Make a long, low sound expressing physical or mental suffering. As in, whenever you're in pain, you say, ouch, it's hurting. That is called moan. When you cry, when you have slight headache or stomach pain, you cry, right? When you have leg pain, that slight crying, not crying loudly, but that slow cry, when in pain, it's called as moan. Next one, ditch. Ditch is, can you see this? Okay, ditch is like this. Okay, a long narrow passage cut into the ground. So this is a long narrow, deep inside it will be. This is called a ditch. Can you see a person has fallen in the ditch? Okay, what is it? Ditch. Next one is terrible. Extremely bad or serious. You know, I had to go through a terrible situation, means a very bad situation. Instead of telling a extremely bad situation, you can say I went through a terrible situation. Okay, it was a terrible movie, means extremely bad movie. Okay, that's when you use a word terrible. These words you can use in your daily life. Write it down. Terrible. Terrible. Okay, the last word is barely. Barely means hardly. Okay, see, for example, can you see this grandmother? She can hardly see something. Okay, so instead of saying hardly see, you can say I can barely see it. Means you can hardly, it's where when it's blurred, when your vision is blurred. Okay, you can say I can hardly see it. I have barely studied, means you have hardly studied, which means you have not studied anything at all types. Clear? So once again, what are these? This one, what is it? Bleed. Next one is ditch. Here you can see badly. Other words are moan and terrible. Did you make a note of this, children? Good. Okay, so as I read the story, I'll play a video as well so that you can clearly understand in a simple way about the story. Please watch.
Good Samaritan. Jesus tells his followers a story about the Good Samaritan. It is a story about loving your neighbor. In the story, a Jew is traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho. Robbers attack him. A priest goes down the same road. When he sees the hurt man, he doesn't stop to help. A man who serves in God's temple sees the man. He doesn't stop to help either.
So students, did you all watch the video? You understood the chapter clearly, right? We saw 4 paragraphs and it's clearly shown in the video, and even the meanings are displayed here. Now, don't you think we should have some quiz now? I'm going to ask you some questions. You need to, as you already watched the video, listen to the song, listen to the explanation. I want you all to answer the question that I'm going to ask. Please make a note of this as well into your note in your homework book. Once there was a man traveling from, in the beginning of this chapter we saw, right? Once there was a man traveling from which place to which place was he traveling? I told you to remember that. Which place to which place was it? From where to where? Can you see this? He was traveling from Jerusalem. Write it down. Jerusalem to Jericho. Jericho. Okay. So these fill in the blanks is, once there was a man traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho. Okay. Next question. Who attacked the man? Who attacked the man? Do you remember? You saw in that, right? I showed you a picture. Who are these two people? Who are they? Who are they? Robbers. Good. 2 robbers attacked the man. Who attacked? 2 robbers attacked the man. Good. Next one. Who was shocked to see the bleeding man? One person came by, right? The first person who was frightened and scared. Who was that? Do you remember? Who's this person? Who's wearing white and white? Who's that? The priest. He was a priest. Priest was shocked to see the bleeding man. Next one. Let me see whether you will be able to guess this. Who said the sentence, "Oh, he looks terrible. I wouldn't ever want to touch him. Besides, I'm sure he's no one I know." Who said this, children? Is it the first person or the second person? First person is a priest, right? The second person told this. Yes or no? Yes. So, see this person. He's the second person who came by. The second passerby said this to himself, looking at the bleeding man. He didn't tell anyone. He was telling it to himself while looking at the bleeding man. Okay, what did he say? "Oh, he looks terrible. I wouldn't ever want to touch him. Besides, I'm sure he's no one I know." This is what the second passerby told. Clear? So we are ready with 4 questions and one more last question. Who narrated this parable? Who's that? Who's the person who's sitting here? This is a parable from the Bible. Who's the person who narrated this parable to his disciples? Who's that? Jesus. Okay? Jesus narrated this parable to whom? To his disciples. So these are the 5 questions and we have done, it's like a summary of the whole whatever we saw today. Okay, now you have one more thing. We learned the meanings, right? I want you all to tell me which is the correct meaning in this. Which sentence is better? Okay, so only sometimes we used to talk, ma'am. Used to use a sentence, right? Which is that? Only sometimes we used to talk, ma'am. Instead of saying that, which is a better way of saying, children? Is it, "Ma'am, we barely speak to each other"? Which is a better way of saying, "Ma'am, we barely speak to each other"? Instead of saying, "Only sometimes we used to talk, ma'am," you can say, "Ma'am, we barely speak," means we hardly speak to each other. So let's say when you tell the sentence, it's like, not so good. But the sentence is, yes, it's good when you say the sentence, okay? Repeat after me. "Ma'am, we barely speak to each other." Please use these sentences, okay? Next one. Okay, so you can see a child here, you can see he's bleeding. So let me tell the sentence. "Ma'am, blood is coming for him," or "Ma'am, he is bleeding." Which is the appropriate best sentence, children? "Ma'am, blood is coming for him." Normally you all use that, right? "Ma'am, blood is coming." That is wrong, children. You should not use "blood is coming." Instead of that, you can say, "Ma'am, he is bleeding." When he falls, when your friend falls, or when the blood is oozing out, you can say, "Ma'am, he is bleeding." Then saying, "Ma'am, blood is coming," that is completely wrong. So the first sentence is wrong. And the second one is correct. Man, he is bleeding. Clear? Good. Now let's learn some past tenses. Okay, just 2 words for you all. Make a note of this as well. So what all did we see till now? We learned about the meanings, correct usage of sentences, and the last one is past tense. What is the past tense of steal? We have come across the same word in the paragraph that we read, steal. Is it stealed? See a sentence, ma'am, he stealed my pencil. Is that correct? Or what is the correct one? Is it stole? Ma'am, he stole my pencil. Which is the correct one? Which one? The green boxed one? Yes. Stealed is wrong. Ma'am, he stealed my pencil is wrong. Instead, what you're supposed to use? Ma'am, he stole my pencil. Write it down. So past tense of steal is stole. S-T-O-L-E. Clear? So one more sentence. Ma'am, he stole my eraser. Or the thief stole all my things. Okay? Next word. Beat. This is a common word which you come across. Beat. B-E-A-T. Your father beats you, right? Okay, so beat. What is the past tense of beat? Is it bet? My father bet me yesterday. Or one more sentence. He bet the dust out of the rug with a stick. Is that correct? Or beat itself. What is the past tense of beat? Is it beat or bet? My father beat me yesterday. He beat the dust out of the rug with a stick. Which is the correct sentence, children? Which word is appropriate? Is it bet or beat? The past tense of beat is beat itself. Please make a note of it. This is wrong. See, can you see the into here? It's wrong. My father bet me yesterday is a wrong sentence. What is the right way? My father beat me. The past tense of beat is beat itself. Don't get confused. One more thing is he beat the dust out of the rug with a stick. You beat, right? So the dust will come out of the rug. So you can say a sentence, he beat the dust out of the rug with a stick. Even though it is past tense, it is beat itself. Once again, stealed is wrong. Bet is also wrong. The past tense of steal is stole. Past tense of steal is stole. And the past tense of beat is beat itself. Clear, children? Very good. So now let's move on to the home assignment. Okay? So students, this is your home assignment. What you need to do is, you need to send a photo of your lecture notes. Lecture notes means whenever you are listening, watching the video, you take down notes for your own understanding, right? That is compulsory. Only then you'll understand the concept properly. So I want you to send the photo. You can write it down in your homework itself. If you haven't written it down, once again, watch the video till here and write down all the, and it should include these things, okay? Your lecture note should include the 5 meanings, which is already mentioned in the video. 5 meanings are taught. I want you to write all the 5 meanings. Next one is question answers. We remember we discussed 5 question answers, including the fill in the blanks. So write that down, 5 things. Next one is write the past tense of steal and beat. Okay, only so much. This will completely cover whatever we saw today. Okay, children, hope you liked the class. Thank you. See you all soon.